next time.
Oh, does someone want to go? Where'd the other team? Oh, they're there. They're coming back. Cool. Alright. So we've gone over reaction to contact. So there are a few stages to every firefight. I'll wait till these guys get back.
Herbie, you want my radio?
No, be okay.
Okay.
Alright. So as I was saying, guys, there's a couple stages to every firefight. The first one is the actions on. And that is basically your initial reaction to contact. And that's something we're going to try to program into you guys. Alright? So that's what we just covered, and you just practiced. And the second stage is going to be gaining fire superiority or winning the firefight. Alright? And in order to do that, two things need to happen. One is you need to get online in the direction of the contact. Second thing is you need to locate the enemy, and then start putting more rounds on the enemy than they're returning to you, in order to keep their heads down, so that you can gain fire superiority and then maneuver to effect, completion of the fight. So basically, in any firefight, your objectives are to find them, to fix them, to flank them, and then to destroy them. So we're going to talk about how to get online and effectively start winning a firefight from your fire teams. So as your fire teams, as you saw, you're in a wedge, right? Your standard formation. You make contact. Now you need to get online. So in order to do that, we need to talk a little bit about bounding. So to do this, we're going to bound by buddy teams. So each buddy team pair will bound until they're online. So for the first buddy team pair, the grenadier and the team leader, this is pretty simple. The team leader's already where he needs to be, so all that needs to happen is the grenadier needs to bound up. So we'll use this as a perfect case example of an individual bound. So I'm here, right? I'm in the prone. I've done my double tap. I'm engaging the enemy at my normal rate of fire, right? 1 round every 3 to 4 seconds. Now the squad leader calls line, 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 or the team leader calls line, line, line. So I need to get up on line. How am I going to do that? Well, the first thing I need to do is I'm engaging. I want to do a quick shoulder check. So I'm going to use my free look. I'm going to check my right shoulder and check my left shoulder. All right, I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to stand up into someone's arc. So for example, I'm going to use Serpent here. Let's say I did my shoulder check and Serpent's right behind me. He's shooting over my head. Do I stand up? No. I need to either get out of the way, right? Make sure I'm not in his line of fire anymore. Or I need to tell him, Serpent, move right. So that he can clear my arc. So now I'm okay to stand up. So doing the shoulder check does a couple things. First off, it allows me to make sure I'm not going to stand up in someone's line of fire. Second thing it does, it allows me to do a quick scan of the battlefield, right? So as I'm doing my shoulder check to check my arcs, I might notice, oh hey, there's an enemy squad over there. I should probably say something about that and engage them. Alright, it allows you to keep your situational awareness very high. And a lot of people don't do this, and it definitely could save you from that, no debate creeping up behind you or whatever. Just taking the opportunity to look around periodically throughout the firefight allows you to spot things that other people are very focused on the contact, and they're going to lose. Alright? So that's the first thing, is do your shoulder checks. Alright, so I've done my shoulder checks. I'm clear. What's the next thing I'm going to do? I'm going to state my intention. So there's two ways to do this. Always you should say it out loud. So I should say, Falcon, moving. Right? So this way it communicates to my buddy team partner that I am moving, that he's going to need to pick up his rate of fire and make sure that he's ready to cover me. What constitutes ready to cover someone? It means that you can put rounds on target within half a second. So walking forward while having your weapon up is not ready to cover someone. Ready to cover someone is being in a stable shooting position, looking at a suspected or known enemy position, either actively engaging them or preparing to actively engage them. Alright? So you have to be in a good firing position in order to cover someone. So communication. So I've said Falcon moving. That communicates my intent to move. Now I actually do the movement. And my movement is going to be no longer than it takes me to say the following phrase. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. Alright? If you can say that out loud to yourself, right, that means that you've been up too long. Alright, so I want to make a quick short bound in order to gain my position. So I'm gonna do my bound. I'm gonna say He's up, I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. That's how long my bound's gonna be, alright? What determines your rate of movement is gonna be how quickly you wait in between bounds. If you get really good, you can move fast because you can make a lot of bounds in a short amount of time. If it takes people longer to get organized, your squad's gonna slow down. So, that's an individual bound. Obviously, once I get back in the prone here, so I'm gonna say, do my shoulder check. Alright, Falcon moving. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. Falcon covering. I'm gonna communicate the fact that my fire team partner or my battle buddy can now move because I am now covering the sector and he is free to move. So in order to get online, so for the first fire team, the grenadier is going to do that until he's online with the squad leader or the fire team leader. For the other fire team, right, the automatic rifleman and the rifleman, you guys are going to have to take turns. And the rule of thumb is when you're bounding, leadership goes first. So the highest ranking member of the fire team or whatever element is bounding goes first. So in this case, it's the automatic rifleman. The automatic rifleman, he's going to make sure the rifleman's covering, either by hearing him say, I'm covering, or listening for the sound of his weapon. Your weapon speaks louder than your voice. Things are going to get loud. You won't always be able to hear people, but if you hear him shooting, right, that means he's covering you. So you're free to go. So I hear the rifleman shooting. I'm the automatic rifleman. Alright. I look at him. Alright. He's covering. I'm not in anyone's arc. I do my movement, you know, Falcon moving, Falcon covering, right? Now he goes, right? So now my battle buddy will say his name moving, comes up online with me, his name covering, and we do that until we're online. All right, any questions about how taking an individual bound works?
What's default, succession or leapfrog?
Successive. So always come up to the person. It helps its higher degree of command and control, and it keeps the bounds shorter, which is important. Good question.
Let's say the automatic rifleman takes one bound and is then online, and the rifleman has to take 2 bounds. Like,
right.
What do you do between the bounds? How long do you wait down?
In order to do that, I would basically go down, shoot a couple rounds, and then go up. There's no real set thing. If your battle buddy is getting out in front of you at any point, you can always say, "Wait up! I'm taking another bound." All right, and so you need to maintain that kind of communication. Same thing as if, let's say the person in front of you, let's say your battle buddy bounds in front of you, right? So they're drifting to the left. Happens a lot. People drift in their lanes. We'll talk about convergence in a second, but after we go through this next exercise, but. You need to pay attention and communicate those little details. That's what's important. The shift left on your next bound, or don't move any farther left, or you need to move back to the right. Those kind of things are really important communication that needs to happen. Good question. Anything else? So there's no like hard and set rule, is what I'm trying to say. You need to just use your common sense to make it work without doing anything stupid. Like don't run for, 30 seconds to get back in formation. That's probably a good way to get shot. Alright. So once we're online, like I said, we're going to be doing our normal rate of fire. Just one round or one burst every 3 to 4 seconds. Fast rate of fire is every 1 to 2 seconds. Slow rates every 7 to 8 seconds. Alright, so the part of the fire team leader's job is to dictate the rate of fire. So let's say you're engaging a target. He'll say, infantry to the front, normal rate, go on. That means engage at normal rate. He could assign, automatic rifleman, engage fast. Everyone else normal. He can say, Leonidas, engage slow. Everyone else engage normal. Leonidas slow. Viking fast. Osmos normal. That's part of the fire team leader's job is rates of fire. Whatever it takes to win the firefight. Alright. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Beta is gonna go out and he's gonna go hide somewhere to our west, and 2 of the fire teams are gonna observe. One of the fire teams is gonna do advanced contact. Beta is gonna initiate contact on them, and then they're going to get online and start to try to win the firefight. As soon as they've won the firefight, we'll call Index, alright, and then the next fire team will go. And we'll have everyone critique their performance, things they did right, things they did wrong, things they could do better. Alright? Any questions?
Can we get gear now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's,
the green line.
so while beta's setting up, I want everyone to go get fire team leaders, get your guys geared out properly with the right stuff, and then we'll do an advanced contact drill.
Exactly. I was wondering about that.
Hey, are we on channel 1 talking?
Yeah, I'm on channel 1.
Just remember, you shouldn't actually have to go into the crates. You should be able to go to the sign and select your slot.
Haha, the Grenadier is the fastest. Motherfuckers.
Oh.
Yeah, come on, what's up?
Screw it, where's she?
First, woo!
Wait, isn't this army? Shouldn't we get USMC?
No, we're
No.
getting army.
Why are you on USMC?
God, why are you so stupid, man? So grab a 343 because you won't have one by default.
Then you have the fire team leader. And then after that you have the automatic rifleman group.
Fire team 1 once you're done on me.
Fire team 2, grab a 343 from the crate.
The
Alright.
rocks.
Herbie, your team's going first.
Okay.
Alright, everyone else, once your team's set, get them out of the hangar. We're gonna do...
Serpent, what are you doing?
Grabbing extra max.
Mike, ready.
Don't do stuff
Oh.
unless I ask you to do it.
Grenadier.
Okay.
You pick up a radio.
Okay.
Yeah, I got radio.
Cool. Just make sure you have your earplugs in. Taskell, you have radio.
Yep.
I'm catching.
Channel
They're not, go back to your fighting.
3 or
They're idle.
2?
Go back
We
to your
haven't
fighting.
designated
yeah.
any channels just yet. Just
Okay. Where is Yaxo?
Over here.
Grab them behind us.
Yep.
Yeah, grab
you
them.
guys remember your position at the standard
You
weapon
set beta?
formation. Taskell's gonna be on my right side, and
Falcon, this is
Station
Beta,
on my
radio
left,
check.
and Osmo on the far left.
Alcard over here.
Everyone
Yep,
make
yep,
sure you have
roger.
a frag.
Alcard.
Where do I pick up?
What's the fire team lead carry?
Over here.
Don't give me
You
extra
must have extra
A
capacity.
rifle.
Repeat last.
That's your body talking.
What I mean, what do you,
Rifleman
besides
is
your
left, I
basic
think.
rifle stuff, what does the fire team leader carry? Because they've got to have extra capacity.
Nah, they always weigh quite a bit less than most. So sometimes they'll have
Hey,
an
Beta.
unsung grenade
Falcon,
launcher
that.
and carry some grenades.
Or
Yeah.
Sometimes
Probably,
they will
how long do
carry
you want
some
them to
extra
be
ammo
running
for
for,
the
or are we just
automatic
doing
rifle,
firefight
etc.
from range? Or what?
But they
won't be using
generally,
ammunition, no way.
generally
I'm gonna
way
move them
quite,
up halfway
less
between
than
us and the
others.
tree line before we start. Okay. I just don't see them right now. Are you guys already out in position? Or? No, we're in the hangar getting gear. Okay, just let me know when you're in position and then try and have them face back towards the hangar so I can just like get a good
So
grip on what
Serpent,
they're
should
gonna
we
be
have to
looking like
bounce,
because I don't
then
have
you
shit
go
between me
first,
and them.
okay?
Sounds good.
Roger.
Falcon.
Yeah.
Just a quick question: are we allowed to use short-range radios, or?
I prefer you not, because it's,
Okay.
you know, kind of a convenience thing.
Yep. Understood.
Also, the other reason we don't use short range is because that's kind of reserved for the fire team leaders and the squad leader. So if everyone's clogging it up with their own personal communication, then they can't communicate effectively. So
Yep.
voice is still default for fire team.
And I have 2 bells for you, should you need
Alright, hey, everyone get your fire teams out here on the edge.
Let's see if you have more luck
Alright,
this time, Pavel.
another thing
and
that came up,
not die.
the reason we're not gonna try to avoid using short ranges for this is that the short range, if we have them, needs to be kind of reserved for fire team leaders and squad leaders, and if everyone's using them for their own personal communication, that doesn't work out too well. So even if you have them, it's fire team stuff is done by voice by default, so everyone just needs to still repeat that stuff and learn how to do it without radio.
Copy. On me.
Alright, go ahead and bring it up, guys. Alright, we're gonna jog out about halfway through the field, then we're gonna all turn around while Beta gets in position. We'll have Herbie's team go first, everyone else will just follow behind about 100 meters, walking, and we can critique what they do well, what they do wrong. Everyone will just stay quiet so that they can communicate and we can listen to their communications. Alright, so just follow me, we're gonna line up, we'll have Herbie's team out in front a little ways, and then we'll have Beta set up. When he's ready, we'll turn around and begin our X. Alright, on me.
Okay, Fireteam 2. Or mine. Yeah, let's try and sit together.
Tactical gloves. No, no, no.
Oh, no roll.
Oh, Kurt, are you with us? Are you with us?
Yeah, behind me.
Cool.
I don't know, it's just something I didn't...
Alright, here's how it's gonna go down. Everyone listen up. Alright, listen up. Here's how it's gonna go down. So, what's gonna happen is, as soon as Herbie's team's out there, they're in formation, we're all gonna turn around. Beta's gonna get in position. At that point, when he's ready, we'll turn back around. We're gonna go until you guys are giving him effective fire. When that happens, he's gonna radio me. I'm gonna call end X, and then everyone stops shooting. We go to debrief it. So everyone now, I want you guys to observe. Alright. Alright, so everyone turn around, face the hangars for now. Beta's gonna get in position. I'll let you know when we're starting.
Turn around, guys.
Once you get in formation,
Turn around.
Don't peek.
Jimbo, you shouldn't need to.
Figures.
Yeah, it's affirmative. 4 in front, they're in position. Everyone else faces the hangars. Go ahead.
Hey, I saw you trying to be Kirby.
Hey, Jimbo.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey.
No.
Are you an instructor right now?
Yeah.
Would it be too much to impede if
Why
I
am I
get
Turn around, guys. Turn around.
Turn around.
Alright, everyone turn around. Everyone in the back.
Turn around, guys. Turn around.
Roger, at your option, just give them,
Look for the Beta.
Alright, let's go.
I'm ready. Let me know when they step off.
So are we following them? Or
Alright.
just standing?
No, we're holding him.
Yeah.
I'm following.
Right now.
Alright, everyone be quiet. Just come up here and observe. NX.
Nice.
Alright. Bring it in, guys.
Where was he? Over by that tower?
Yeah, go ahead, come back for an AR.
I'm gonna. Okay, so first off.
Yeah, 1 second. We're on the runway about 500 meters from the end, from the east end. 1 second.
Alright, first thing I want to do is, Herbie, one thing you guys did well, one thing you guys could do better.
Original reaction contact was pretty good. Things could do better was communicate better, tell each other where the enemy, exactly where the enemy was, or if you couldn't see him, that you couldn't see him, and also pass on the line because I had to repeat that a couple of times.
Roger. Alright. Now I want someone from the audience. One thing they did well, one thing that you noticed they could have done better.
The bounding was worse. Or bad.
Yeah.
The last man, the rifleman to the left, he was like standing for 4 seconds, or 3 seconds, and then hit the deck.
And
After his bounding.
I was struggling with the buttons with the controls.
Yeah. The other thing you did is you crossed behind your buddy. You didn't stay in your lane. You ended up on the other side of him, which could be dangerous. Alright. But overall, like you said, the double tap went good. Like the initial reaction to contact was fairly strong. You guys got some rounds down range, but then there was a bit of a lull while you guys were bounding. Herbie was the only one firing for a while, and so that means that over 3/4 of your firepower was missing. So there definitely could have, you need to communicate better into who's moving when, and people who are not moving need to pick up the slack a little bit to make sure that there's still adequate fire going down range. Beta, one thing good, one thing bad?
I'm gonna say good was the suppression was good. The initial contact, the double taps weren't on my position, but the later bursts were right on top. Killed me right off in the first machine gun burst, basically. I'm gonna say bad was your general dispersion when you were moving and just after contact. Basically, if I wasn't aiming off, I would have probably hit 3-4 guys in like 2, 3 shots, just like pop, 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 because it was like you're all clumped up in a little bit of a line. It was partly due to my bad positioning onto your formation, but it looked like you guys were too close.
Can I say something on distance just for today? We're not using radios, we're just using voice, and once you're beyond 10 meters, pretty much from the direction of the squad lead, you're not hearing shit. Now I know we're supposed to be passing this down, but unless we do like really slow walkthroughs, like walking through, not trying to do this at real-time speed, we're gonna have to bunch up just to maintain communication. I would suggest let us use the radio. Everyone can still hear the comms taking place, but comms will take place. I think we're bunching up because guys just can't hear what's taking place.
That's true.
I second that.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Okay, I'm just throwing it out.
Well,
I think that I've formed up in lines, and you can hear. You need to turn your team speak up a little bit or something. But we practiced this over and over. You can hear on direct speak, and your radio will fail when you're in game from time to time. It's really valuable to learn how to echo like this and use direct speak.
When that high rate of
Most
fire
missions,
starts,
when you're doing infantry missions,
You gotta remember. Yes, that's who said that.
do not have
Who just said?
radios.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent point. You can't hear shit when people start shooting, right?
Yeah. If I just to chime in on this, train as you fight. You're not gonna fight with everybody on the same time when you got a full squad. What if you see 3 contacts? 3 people are gonna be stepping over to each other.
No, I agree. I agree. I'm gonna try turning on my team speak. And
yeah.
That might,
that is my recommendation. Turn your team speak output volume up because basically you can't really hear properly at range. So that's a quick and dirty fix. But it's just you'll have to either turn it down when you get out of game or have some sort of variable slider on if you have equipment that can do that or something, because it's kind of loud otherwise.
One thing I do is instead of turning up my team speak, I turn down my in-game.
That also works.
Yeah, so
feels like cheating, but
that way it stays constant.
Well, okay, so one thing is, yes, you should make sure your own personal settings are up to scratch. But the other thing is, like someone said, no matter what, you get in a fight, pretty soon you won't be able to hear just because there's so much gunfire. But that's where it becomes important that you're listening to the tempo of the outgoing fire. You can listen to the people around you shooting and determine, oh, hey, they're not shooting enough, I need to pick up the slack, or that person's covering so I can move. So your weapon can speak for you as well. So just clue in on those things and think, oh, hey, the automatic rifleman's firing, okay, that means that he's my buddy team partner, that means I can bound. Alright, so let's take it back walk it back about 100 meters, and we'll have the next fire team, Yaxos go, and everyone else will.
Yep.
Alright. Beta,